Nah, I wound up doing a mic like late, and it was just like fucking 10 people getting really stoned and then doing a mic, and wanted to be like pretty fun. But yeah, had no right to be as fun as it was.
That's, I mean, I think about how many times I've been fucked up on stage, like in the past, which you've seen me completely obliterated on stage. And a couple of weeks ago, someone was asking, like, what's the most drunk you've ever been on stage? And well, you can't answer that, because if I was the most drunk
How
on
would you
stage,
know?
I wouldn't really fucking remember. But I do remember at one point later in the night, my buddy Sean was just like, I remember us getting in a car and him be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, fuck, what, fuck you, dude. But I still have it. I have a small scar, like in the middle of my elbow, because I was at the Raven Lounge closing it out.
Yeah, hell
closing
yeah.
out. Closing out the illustrious third half, hosting it.
Yeah.
And
Just button it up, tie a bow.
yeah, just trying to make everything fucking nice there. Clean it up, sweeping.
Yeah,
That was like,
yeah, right.
they had the cleaning lady there, just like trying, like, come on,
Yeah,
wrap it up. So apparently, I'm in the middle of like some bullshit punchline, and like there are 3 people there, and my buddy Sean is like in the back by the bathroom. And the folding chairs are still like up front. And apparently like mid-sentence, I was like, yeah, it's like she's a bit, and just fell face first straight down into folding chairs. And like Jay all just collapsed on top of me. And everyone in the bar was like, again, they were just like, oh, great. And then I think Karen just turned on the lights.
Yeah.
So it was like perfect that I just finished like, and we're done.
Love that it's a Karen era.
Oh,
like,
my God.
That's great.
Karen era.
I'll never forget you. Just it reminded me of it with the steel chairs of you like did Stone Cold's entrance music, like getting up on the amps and doing the fucking yeah, I'm world champ around here. I love that fucking broken skull belt.
I fucked up the soundboard that night. I took 2 beers and
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
yeah,
It was the
dude,
best.
It rained down on it. And the funniest part is Tom Cassidy's just like, man, like, just like he's trying to work on it. Can't do it, dude. He was so pissed off at me, and I fucked up all that shit. Looking back at it, would I do it again? Yes.
Yeah, it killed.
Of course I would. I
It
would
fucking
I mean,
annihilated.
it crushed, dude. What
It
are you
was
talking
so
about?
sick.
I got real fucking good at that. I thought I was going to slip off of that and fall 9 feet down onto the floor.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That
In
was-
that tiny ass space.
Oh, I know. And I was trying to also explain Karen to somebody the other day, which was impossible unless you interacted with her. The first month I was there, she didn't like me at all. I don't know if anybody else really had that experience with Karen. She
I
was
think
like,
most people.
yeah, but she was, I
had that
mean,
experience.
a lot of people told me that she was just rude. To me, she was like, I was like, am I going to punch a lady in the fucking face? I don't give a shit.
Right.
The first time I went there and ordered a beer, I ordered a lager, and she put the bottle of beer on the bar and then just pushed it forward and tipped it over all over the fucking bar, and it splashed onto my pants. She's like, that'll be $5. No shit. And I was like, all right. And I paid it, and I like picked the beer. I'm like, I'm not gonna bitch. I'm like, I'm playing the game, whatever.
Right, exactly.
And then the next week, she didn't do anything later than that night. And then the next week I went there, and I think I ordered like a rum and coke. And like there were 3 people standing there watching me order. And she made it, put it on the bar, and then blew a snot rocket.
Karen. Just trash.
Just total trash.
Yeah.
And then I started drinking it, and everyone was like, oh my God, you're gross. I'm like, dude, you have no idea the things that are going to happen here later tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's a double. You know?
oh
might
my
as well.
God. I don't know. I have not been in there. I don't want to go back in there, dude. It's like that's my Auschwitz.
Yeah, I went back. I go every like 6 months maybe, and I'm like, what's going on here? And the last time I was there, maybe 3 months ago, there for like, I show up just like it had already started, like not really late,
Yeah.
but like it had already started. And they're like on the third comic, and some guy or girl, just pukes everywhere really early. They have to stop the whole thing, fucking find somebody to clean it up.
On stage?
No, in the crowd.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been great. I wish you just started a fucking fountain and just everybody started puking. Dude, you know, I'm putting my finger down my throat trying to get it going. I would have loved it. You're
like, this is the party.
This is awesome. Raven Lounge, baby. Play that music. I want to hear the fucking glass shatter.
Dude, it's like when someone just yells food fight. You're like, whoa.
You food fight? Yeah, right.
Throwing up on one another. Oh, man.
It was like right on those, you know, the kind of things that are like not folding chairs. The like, you know, made out of boards. Ottomans, hardwood ottomans.
Just
things.
Glued together random IKEA furniture.
Yeah, just
doesn't even make any sense.
Is there a cushion on this? Oh, it's fucking throw up.
No, it's old throw up.
Yeah,
no one has. Dude, that's another time we found old throw up there. And we thought it was, insulating foam. But it was just on the floor, and we were sweeping, and we're like, man, they did this all wrong. And I'm looking at it. The more I was looking at it, I was like, that insulating foam has French fries in it. Just like old vomit all over the fucking place.
Yeah, the place is disgusting.
Yes, but, you know, would I do it all again? would I do it all again? Yeah, I would. I would definitely do it. Would you change anything about if you could go back in time and change one thing? One thing. Only one. Only fucking one of them.
There's just the one thing.
Yeah, you don't change
just about my life or about comedy or like what? Obviously, the answer is yes. I would change things. I would definitely change something. It's like, where do I even go? You know, it depends on the year I can go back to. You know?
1993.
93. Oh man. Well, then I, you know, as a kid, it was totally fine.
Yeah, everything.
You know, as a kid, it was like just having a blast. But then it took me a long time to like get out of that. I think it was yesterday. It was like, oh, I'm not a kid anymore.
Oh,
you know. Yeah.
What happened yesterday when you realized you were not a kid?
Fucking nobody would high five me at the temple. It was like, we got him, boys. We got him. They were like, cut that out. We don't spread that around here. We got enough hate these days anyway. Don't fucking make anyone look at us.
There's only one. Rabbi was like, bring the heat.
Exactly. There's guys with fire torches right outside today.
It's like,
you know?
No, dude, I don't care, dude. We killed him, dude. We got him. We got him. There had to have been. There's no Jews that super celebrate Jesus' death, right?
Not that I know of.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's super celebrate. Somebody probably does.
I don't want to live in the world.
You
I don't want to live in a world where there's not one Jew that just like has like a portrait in his house of him dunking on a backboard, but the pole is made of the crucifix and he's just like dunking and the rim is a crown of thorns and he's just
hell yeah, this is good.
Why doesn't that, you know, it's like, I'm right there. You guys could have hired me for that.
Yeah, you got to make that, man, if anyone.
Dude, synagogue. We could all... What? Come on!
This is genius.
Come on! Dude. I always think of this shit when I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I could make millions of dollars. And dude, synagogue?
Absolutely.
Why the fuck? That's just the coolest
thing. Bring that to set up a vending table outside East Williamsburg apartments, and you'll sell, just print them off like you're one of those guys. Oh, you can buy the Empire State Building or a picture of John Lennon or synagogue. Come on, this is going like hotcakes.
This is pretty good. And I'll put price negotiable. That'll get them all in.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
This is like haggle me, dude.
Everyone wants to haggle you down. I'm giving these away, man. I want to have, pennies, baby.
Yeah, I don't know if I want it.
Right. $10 is a little bit much. I mean, we already did it.
We already did it. I already have the plates. The plates. Oh, my God. This is the End Podcast with Ryan Shaner. I am joined by the Grubardian of the galaxy, the Grubik's Cube.
That is it, yeah.
Alex Grubard, thank you so much for being on the goddamn show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a blast.
I fucking appreciate it. Where can the people find you? Anything you want to plug here?
I'm Alex Grubard on everything, so ALEXGRUBARD. Yeah, exactly. Got a website and everything. I don't mix it up. I don't throw Grubik's Cube out there as a fucking...
No? I like
as a screen name. I don't know. It's like, maybe that's the thing I would change in the past. Fucking come up with something interesting about yourself. Don't just fucking sound like some weirdo. People are like, that's made up. We're like,
The
no.
Rubik's Cube?
Yeah,
it's pretty
Rubik's
good.
Cube is good.
I think
Grubard
it's great.
salad. Yeah, I get a lot of those.
It's complicated
nicknames.
but fun.
Yeah, I think that's one reason I keep it like standard so that, you make up your own nickname. Everybody does. Groovy Tuesdays, all these things like that. I mean, it's like normal to me at this point.
Groovy Tuesday.
Everybody uses my name for something.
I don't think I've never made up my own nickname.
For yourself?
No, I don't think I have. I've
Oh,
made
man.
up like like when I was like a backyard wrestler, I made up like my wrestling persona.
It's a little different.
That's different because you're like, I want people to like respect me. But like with a nickname, you can't. Making up your own nickname is such a bold move.
Yeah, you
especially
gotta
when you're a
do it.
kid.
Yeah.
I always like when like in movies, there's always that kid who has like the cool nickname. And I always wanted that really hard. And I also I would fantasize a lot about moving to a new school and showing up and being like the badass kid. The kids are like, we got to get him for our ragtag hockey team. Did you? It's like, yeah, but I have
Gotta change things around.
Yeah, it's like to be the ringer on a team. Come on, man.
Well, yeah. What was your backyard wrestling name? That's what I want to know.
The Blackout.
The Blackout. Hell yeah.
Do you know what the finisher was called?
The Hangover. I don't know.
The Blackout.
The Blackout.
The Blackout.
The Blackout. It's the Blackout.
Dude, it was the whole thing was like, I just make you go unconscious. And it wasn't a submission either.
Oh.
It was like an inverted brain buster that I almost killed my brother with.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And it was like one of those things where like you do it once, you're like, it's too dangerous. I can never do it again. I had that whole like Kumite thing where like I can't use the touch of death. No one. I was like, if I ever do that again, I told myself a long time ago I'd never do that finisher ever again on the trampoline.
Yeah.
Because I just can't. Too many people died that day. I can't look myself in the eyes anymore.
Yeah, right. Ever you try and complicate it, it's a screwdriver into a burning hammer.
Yeah, Yeah, that was the thing too. And I would encourage my brother to like come up with his own wrestling thing. And like all he wanted to do was just jump on a trampoline like a normal boy.
Yeah.
That's always the worst. That's always the worst thing when you're like, you have something like you get a trampoline and you're a dumb child. That is like, I think as a kid, trampolines should come with an IQ test for children.
Absolutely. Well, they're the best.
They are the best.
Yeah.
Immediately, if you tell your kid you're going to get a trampoline and they're too excited, you shouldn't get a trampoline.
Absolutely. They're too small, really. They should be massive like a swimming pool because there's just like springs around the fucking thing.
God,
and you're like, of course somebody's head is going right into those springs all the time. That was my finishing move. Just a spring shot. I just fucking inverted brainbuster you right into the springs off the fucking...
You had no skills. You're like, you're going in.
Yeah, exactly. Let's start the match. I kicked them off the fucking trampoline.
Spartan kick them
Swanton bomb right into the fucking rocks.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead, dude.
I won.
We got that trampoline. We didn't even buy it. We got it. We did it the old-fashioned way. We saw somebody throwing it out.
Broken trampoline.
Dude, we saw a trampoline on the side. Like our friends down the street were moving, and they weren't really our friends. They were just some kid we knew. And they were taking everything out of their house, and I watched his mom, Julie, put like the trampoline on like the side of like the curb, and she saw. It was like when, a lioness is like gathering cubs. Like we were just like hyenas coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
She noticed us doing it. She's like, God damn it. We were like, oh, we're not even looking over there. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, it's a trampoline. Pfft. That's fine. We don't even want that. That's fine.
Just yellow eyes in the darkness
Dude,
popping out of bushes.
We honestly waited till the sun went down to go get it. And we took it and put it in and there's no way she would have noticed either because it was 3 houses down from us. So and our backyard was pretty open. So we just set it up at night, got everything together, didn't tell our mom that we had stolen this fucking piece of garbage. And then the next day we had a trampoline and my mom was like, where did this come from? And we were like, oh, so-and-so, like, they said we could have it. She's like, there's no way. She said, you guys could have it. We're like, no. She was like, and then how it had this gigantic rust stain in the middle of it. So wherever they had kept it in their garage, it had just leaked down all that. And my mom's like, you can only have it if you clean it. So we took a bunch of like Ajax and Comet and like...
At work?
Yeah, it worked enough.
Yeah.
It worked enough. It smelled so bad.
Oh man.
So then after we had like sprayed it all off and got it all clean, the thing was it made the middle dude, it was just like one death
it's
trap.
just like
It
deteriorating.
made the middle really brittle. So then like as we were jumping, you could hear like we're like,
man.
no, we just gotta. It was almost like we gotta like break it in, even though it's just like
Break it
a
in.
broken piece of shit. And then we also kept jumping on it, and then as you do, springs are gonna fly out of it.
Yeah, totally.
Which is like
Pieces
the
everywhere.
funniest thing when you jump off. Oh yeah, we also put it next to our shed, purposely.
Yeah, because you can jump.
You
off the
can
jet.
jump off. It's like
Obviously.
fucking. Why would you not? That was
Yeah, they should come with ladders.
that would be sick if there was a high dive trampoline,
That would be awesome.
because there's sky zones.
yeah,
Those are fucking whatever. But I'm saying, like, if you had a high dive trampoline in your backyard, come on.
hell yeah.
Come
They should
on.
make those, or at least they should be. I don't know. They should have a version of it that's for the backyard, for backyard wrestling. Really,
I
Why don't
mean,
they just make
I've
that?
seen trampolines that are in. You ever seen an in-ground trampoline?
Oh, like it's buried.
It's fucking absurd looking.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look that fun, weirdly enough. It's like
There's
you know,
something about
you
being
need
up
you
high.
need you need the danger of flipping off the trampoline
Yeah.
and breaking a collarbone, because if that's how you learn things now. Kids are too coddled anymore. I don't like it. I've had enough.
I love it. Did you guys ever go through the trampoline like
Yeah.
Bam Bam Bigelow?
So the other thing, we never broke it, but what we did do is after years of jumping, and this one kid, fucking goddamn it, Jim Pollock, he jumped. He had to be at least like 280 pounds. He was a huge kid,
shit.
and we were telling him to jump off the shed onto the trampoline, and he didn't want to do it. And then after just 20 minutes of pressure, calling him a pussy as you do, he did. And all these dude, it was like when fucking Sonic gets hit. Like it was like just spring, dude. It was just like everywhere. We were like, oh no. They flew everywhere. We had to go into the neighbor's yard and collect them and try and reattach them. And then it was just like trying to get them where they needed to be. Couldn't find all of them. So then we had a deep end of our trampoline.
Oh,
What we called the deep end.
I get
It was
it.
just this
Yeah.
huge thing. But then we used that. Honestly, what we would do is we would like flip off the shed, hit that, and then slide underneath it out of it. Like we made accommodations. for
Dude,
it.
hell yeah. It's like a fort, you
Yeah,
know? You're
it
building
was-
a whole obstacle course.
It was amazing. And that was one of the things where I remember there were kids that when we told them we had a trampoline, they were like, don't say anything about a trampoline in our house. Like if we go to if we go home, if we go to my house, don't say anything about you having a trampoline. I was like, why? Trampolines are amazing. Like, no, my mom doesn't want me on a trampoline at all. I'm like, what kind of fucking pussy ass shit
Yeah,
is it?
right.
Like, don't be dumb.
We're lighting fireworks and holding on to them on
Then
it.
when my mom finally made us get rid of the trampoline because we were moving, we were like, we got to do something cool with this trampoline one last time. We got to do something cool. So me, and at that point in time, my buddy Eric, which actually his birthday today, my buddy Eric Nettles, one of the craziest fucking dudes I've ever met in my life. We took the trampoline apart and then took it to the woods.
yeah,
And we set it up in the woods. And we were trying to find the biggest tree we could jump out of. And then we started small. We would go at least the height of the shed and then jump off and all right, that's cool. And then what we would do is we'd have somebody outside of the trampoline to see how far your body would go before you bottomed out and hit the ground.
Yeah. Right.
So when we found out that you would hit the ground after 12 feet, we found a mattress in the wood that people were clearly fucking
yeah,
on.
right.
We just took this fuck mattress and put it underneath the fucking trampoline so you could jump off. Dude, we did that for 4 hours straight, and then we just left it in there. And that was our contribution to children.
Yeah,
It's
right.
yo, how awesome would it be you come across a trampoline in the fucking woods?
Absolutely.
That's the new porno.
I was about to say you sprinkle porn around it,
have to-
you know,
grow,
it's a trail.
You grow.
Find the treasure, kiddos, you know? Oh man. oh, tits, pussy. There's a whole fuck mattress here with a trampoline.
Honestly, that's the like nirvana. That's like finding an oasis in the desert of bullshit. Like, you know, as a kid, you just see like the wavy lines. You're like, what is that? Is that water? No, it's a fucking trampoline. I'd rather have that in the desert. Honestly, if I'm dying of thirst. Is that a mirage? You get up there, it's just one palm tree that's 10 feet high and a fucking bullshit broken trampoline. You're like, yeah, dude, let me fucking jump off onto that shit.
Off the palm tree into the fucking lake.
You gotta. Yeah. Why would you not? Were you a big rope swing kid as a kid?
I like a rope swing. We didn't have a lot of watering holes or whatever to jump into, you know, like close by. But yeah, rope swings were sick. I mean, I knew a guy with an indoor pool that we had, like, you know, get creative, that kind of thing.
What kind of stuff would you do?
You know, and the indoor pool, you know, I mean, you just fucking.
It was an indoor pool?
What do they call
dude,
indoor
what?
pool? Indoor pool would be crazy. Well, no, what are those called? Above ground pool.
Oh.
Above ground pool. So it's like you're
indoors.
fucking slammed in there and all that kind of shit, you know, you're just, leaping off stuff. But no, I don't think we just did it off the shed. I think it was like next to a deck and we were kind of like leapt off the part of the deck that, you know, jutted out.
I just think that, like, I mean, one thing I've always wanted, like, now that I'm old now. Every time I see a kid doing something remotely dumb, I'm like, man, I want to be like, I'll show you how it's done. I want to be that. That's the worst part is, like, I see kids doing like half-ass stunts, and it's just like, I'll show you how it's done. But now it's like, I can't compete with kids and their guns anymore. You know, dude, it's like, kids all now have guns. I can't do it. It's like, why is no one building a ramp and just breaking their arms anymore? There was one thing I saw on TikTok the other day, and like, it was only on my Instagram. I don't have TikTok, which again shows I hate it. I hate TikTok.
Oh, it's so stupid.
It's the dumbest shit in the world.
I can't possibly look at it, you know?
You know what? The only thing I use TikTok for is, or the only time I even watch TikTok is like on my Instagram, where it's like the pause game on Instagram. You ever play that?
What's the pause game?
It's like where big titty bitches get on it, and then like they do a thing and it flashes, and then they just you pause it where they're naked.
Oh.
All right,
like
anyway,
the Harlem Shake. I get it.
Yeah, right.
Just changes it too quickly.
Yeah, it's just like you gotta put your thumb on it real quick. Like, oh, there's butt, and that's the thing I do. The other thing that I've been talking about, and nobody really knows, because I was talking about it with Naeem on Instagram. There are now new ways for chicks to get around. Like, I don't know if anybody's been looking, but like on Instagram now, it's getting real scandalous now. They're trying. They're getting. There's loopholes around showing some butthole and some vagina and some tits and stuff. Now.
I've definitely seen a bunch of shit and people share it in group chats. Oh, yeah. I'm like, this is on Instagram.
Yeah, it's pretty
Holy
wild. But the other thing I saw is there's these chicks that are getting away with like showing full tit on Instagram with full nip, full tit. But what they're doing, and some of them. This is where it gets like, I don't know what's creepier. Honestly, I don't know what's creepier. There are women breastfeeding children.
Oh, I've seen this too. I have seen that.
Did you see what I'm talking about? Where it's the other end of that? So women breastfeeding. The other end.
The other end is a baby.
They're using their ass.
The other way. They're breastfeeding a child through a butt cheek. Is that what's going on?
No, they're shoving their whole tit in a baby's butt. Squeezing out, it's coming through their nose. No. The other end where so it's a woman breastfeeding, and they're breastfeeding a real baby. In my head, that's creepy to watch, because you're like, man, you just feel like a weird creep. Yeah, like there's nothing sexual about that. Or shouldn't be.
Right, exactly.
Shouldn't be. Hard shouldn't be. I can't speak for everybody. But the other end is where it's women breastfeeding fake babies.
Oh, whoa. What, you know, just a smart, brilliant idea.
Dude, the one I watched, I was like, whoa, that chick's pretty hot. Ah, man, she's breastfeeding, though. That's fucking weird. And then you're watching her, like, do the thing where she's, like, manipulating the baby's head. And the more you look at it, it's just, like, literally a baby doll that the eyes open and close. You're like, I guess I can jerk off to this. I guess this is, like,
well, how believable does this baby have to be to get around the loophole?
That's what I mean. You know? It's like, what's going on here?
Can it just be like a cat? Can it just be, you know, tits and pussy? I mean, can you just have just an item, a fucking Wawa water bottle or something?
You know what would be great? If a chick was breastfeeding like a bag of flour, like you have to have in high school.
Yeah,
you know, like,
absolutely.
They got to keep the baby alive,
just
and you're
put some like googly eyes on it.
Like, I'm breastfeeding, man. Did you ever do that in high school?
carry around a bag. I think
Yeah,
we did
did
the egg thing.
You did the egg?
The egg version.
Damn,
yeah, we didn't have to
dude.
do a whole bag of flour. We had to like carry around an egg and keep it safe. From...
Did you do it? How many eggs did you scramble?
You know, I think I did it. I think if I broke it, broke it once. But I feel like I broke it once, but it was like in the class that you get it. And then it's like, I just need a new one. And then I'm like, I can't get another one or they're going to fail me.
I remember we did the flour in school, and you weren't teamed up with anybody. That was the thing too. You weren't teamed. Like, I remember watching like Saved by the Bell. You had like they paired people up to be a mother and a father. But
this is all about single parents.
You were on your own. Dude.
Yeah, we're preparing you kids for what's happening.
It was crazy. The fake child support I had to pay was out of control, dude.
Yeah.
I was missing lunches because I was like, I can't pay this shit. Like, I'm just gonna go hungry.
What if you just had a real baby already? Would they give you? Would they just be like, carry around your baby?
Now
you have a second kid,
dude. That.
Now you have a bag of flour, and I can finally feed my kid.
Well,
Making some
you
bread.
can make bread with the flour. Like I killed my one baby to feed my other baby. That's just sunrise, sunset. I think that's how it goes, dude. That's like Romulus and fucking
Remus.
That's or Cain and Abel, or Wednesday and Bugs. Like, it's one of those two. It's like it's all the same. But I had a bag of flour. And I remember there's this one kid who literally rode to school with he thought he was so fun. He took like a baby, on his bike, he took like the baby carrier seat and he put the flour in it and like rode to school with it. And everyone was like, man, look at that guy. Really? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm taking it pretty seriously. And I remember this guy, my buddy Justin, was like, dude, I have to like scare him off the road with that baby. And we we didn't do it. Looking back, I was talking about things I regret. Yeah. I regret not scaring this person to ride off the road with a fake baby in a fucking bicycle seat. Yeah, we were behind him for like half a mile, and he definitely knew what we were doing. And we would like rev up, and then we'd slow down and rev up. And like, dude, if we killed this guy, that would be.
The baby is the only thing that survived.
Yeah, the baby's got to grow up fatherless. Right? It's like it's something you don't trade anybody for. But yeah, we definitely. I remember when everything was done, and I passed with a D. I passed with a D because I jokingly talked about getting my baby. My baby was hooked on drugs. I kept making. I was like, my baby was born like mentally challenged and hooked on drugs, and I
crack bag of flour.
You had a diary you had to write in every day about like your journey with the baby, and like today he started cursing. Like it's like I can't control him. He says he's getting too much, and like the people at the daycare don't know what to do. And if I don't raise enough money for his fucking room and board, we're gonna have to put him down. Like, they're like, you can't. Yeah, I said he had to put him down. And by this was in a social studies class. She's like, you can't just talk about stuff like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's late term. Super late term. Like, these are issues that women face every day. And I'm just trying to understand what you women go through. That was my whole thing. I was trying to be a feminist.
Yeah.
And they were seeing right through that bullshit.
Well, I mean, come on. They're like, play the game. Just keep the bag of flour around and I fed it every day, and then you get a C.
No, dude, I wanted to play the game my way, dude. I was playing by their rules, but I was like making up my own rules as well. I thought about trying to breastfeed the flour too.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do. I constantly think about again, if I could go back in time into high school, I would tell myself like, yo, this is a way that would be it'd be funnier to do this if you built fake tits, and then 10th grade me would be like, well, how do you do that? I'm like, I'll show you how, dude. Would you hang out with 10th grade you if you could?
Right now, would I hang out with 10th grade me?
Yeah.
10th grade? Nah, probably not. I don't know. I was like just fucking going through it in 10th grade, I feel like.
What?
I don't know. Just couldn't figure out exactly what I was going to do. Like I said, I was like, I'm still a kid. We have to do actual shit now to do things. Like, I'm lazy as shit.
I was fully prepared to one, I didn't plan on living to 30.
Yeah.
Even in 10th grade. I didn't plan on living to 30, which was like, looking back on it, if I had any advice to anybody who's like going through late teens into their 20s And they're like, yo, I don't plan on living at 30. I'm like, yeah, you better make a plan to die then, dude. 'Cause
Yeah,
let me
you
tell you
better
something.
Pick a day.
Once you
know?
once you hit 30 and you're like in pain all the time from all the stupid shit you did in your late teens to 20s, you're gonna regret not dying, dude.
Yeah.
You better make a plan to like, swerve off of. You know what? Go to the woods where I left that trampoline and jump off the highest branch and see how it works out. That's what you do at 30.
Plant branches in the spring.
Oh, man,
you
just
know,
pikes.
create a cage. Yeah, exactly. Impale yourself.
Like it's a Vietnamese fucking like
Yeah.
death trap. Like, yeah, dude, the Viet Cong were in these woods the whole time.
Go play POW for a while and do your thing. Yeah, I don't know. But now that I think about it, if I went back and it was like, hey, let's hang out, and just be like playing No Mercy or whatever forever. I'm sure I would just be like, yeah, all right, you can. Well, I'll be the created character, Macho Man Randy Savage. You can be whoever you are, and I'm just gonna do elbow drops all the time. We're
Dude,
gonna
you
hang
would
out.
just beat yourself and fucking just.
I was good then. I don't know. I'm like, I was good at it then. What do you think? That's what I was doing. I was like, yeah, let's get back on. Twisted Metal Black is 2-player, so we can do that too.
I guess you could do
But
that.
like, that's what I was doing in 10th grade. It was
Damn,
just playing
dude.
fucking, PS2 and N64.
I think it would be where I would be like goaded into like, a 10th grade me being like, yo, let's find like explosives and fireworks. I'm like, I guess I can buy those. Like, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'll rent a car for you kids and be like, later. And just like, wait, I wonder, you know what?
You know what?
I wonder if that would be like a wild time travel thing, like going back in time and just giving your 10th grade self like a keys to a car and then watching them die and you're like, oh fuck. But because time is like linear, like it doesn't affect anything, and you have to like then you start disappearing as you have to live from that point forward, knowing that you killed your 10th.
Oh man, yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, you go back and you're like, man, I guess there's no records of me.
Dude, the show up at your 10th grade funeral.
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
Playing the music that you knew he would have, like, yo, put on fucking Toxicity right now, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they gotta listen to this. I'm telling you, it's like it goes, Chop Suey, then Slayer, God Hates Us All. Like, it's gotta happen. Okay, I don't give a shit what you're saying. It's gotta happen. Hey there, Ryan Shannon for the M Podcast, and here at Good Boy, we take smelling good real seriously. And when you take a shower, you want to smell good for as long as possible. With Mando Hold Deep. Fuck! Hey there, I'm Ryan Shannon for the M Podcast, and here at Good Boy, we take smelling good real seriously. When you take a shower, you want to smell as good for as long as possible. With Mando Whole-Bodied... Fucking... Mando. Hey there, Ryan Shannon here for the M Podcast. Here at Good Boy, we take smelling good real seriously. And when you take a shower, you want to smell as good for as long as possible. With Mando Whole Body Deodorant, make the most of every shower. In a clinical study, men who showered with the soap and used Mando had an odor score of 0 out of 10 after 12 hours. Clinically proven to control your nasty body odor for 72 hours, Mando works on your pits, your privates, and your feet, or wherever you want to use a goddamn thing. I personally prefer the Mount Fuji scent because when I put it on, my lady wants to climb me like a goddamn volcano so I can blow up in her face. Baking soda free, paraben free, and pH balanced for safe use below the belt. Smell better with Mando. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes in solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer, for check-in listeners, new customers get $5 off the Mando Starter Pack. Use code SQUAREDALERT at mandoshop.com. That's over 40% off your starter pack when you visit mandoshop.com and press code SQUAREDALERT. Squared alert. We got phone calls if you want to
all right,
listen to
yeah,
the
I'm down.
messages, dude.
I'm following your lead, bro.
Dude, don't follow my lead. I just said I would go back in time. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
God, I fucking...
He did it.
I can't figure it out.
No, it's all right.
No, I'm following your lead, man. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll buy the fireworks for your 10-year-old self, 10th grade.
That would be sick.
Hey, Ryan. Shout out Danny Dubs. You ever look up in the midnight sky and go, if my dad would have stayed alive a little bit longer, Karen Feehan could have been my stepmom. Shit.
I guess you could think that.
I don't understand that one bit.
Wait,
So
is he,
your dad?
is he
would-
talking about my dad?
I guess so.
Oh, I guess
Or
maybe.
he's fantasizing that his dad would.
I am confused.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was his dad he wanted to marry Carrie Feehan, but he
Who-
didn't last
I mean-
long enough.
That wait is this guy wait, did Karen Feehan date this guy's dad?
Oh, good question.
These are the questions. Well, one, let's just flip it. Let's make this about me, dude.
Maybe
Let's
it
make
is
this
about
me.
you.
I don't know. Let's make it about me. Would Karen Feehan be my stepmom if my dad? That would be the grossest thing in the world.
Yo, would it?
Dude, there's like one thing that like I'm not trying to ever talk smack about my dad, but when I do, I always do. So it's like I'm not not gonna. If Karen was like, I really think your dad's a great dude, I'd be like, you're fucking retarded. Like I would never talk smack. I love Karen. She's the best. But like if it would be one of those things where like you grab somebody by the shoulders, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're making the biggest mistake of your life. Don't. And like, you know what? Then the other thing would be like, hey, get in there, see how this goes, and I would be like, yeah, let's see how long you last. It would also be one of those things too. It's like, yeah, let's see what weird penance you're putting yourself through to just be like, yeah, I did something bad. I gotta fucking. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, so now I'm just gonna stick around with this fucking meth addict who's on hospice. Like, ride it out, baby. Ride it out. Yeah, I mean, would she inherit anything? No. She wouldn't inherit anything. She'd just inherit like the biggest plot of land in Spring City that $400 can buy.
How hard would it have been to lock your dad in, you think, for Karen?
For Karen to lock my dad in?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that would be put up a fight. My dad wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, he's not it. Yeah, that's also
He would just be
part
like,
of it.
what's this all about, man?
She wants the land.
He's like, wait a minute. Right, you know this, Jake? I don't know about that. And then, you know what it would become down to? It's like he would purposely, if she was like, hey, I just want to take care of you. I just want to like make sure that like the last like whatever months of your life are fine. And I don't care what you do. I just want to be around. Like, I really think you're a beautiful soul, all this shit. My dad would be like, oh yeah, really? He'd just be like, oh yeah, beautiful souls. Like, hey, we're going to do, Gary. I'm going to send you on a little trip.
Where we go?
What we're going to do is we're going to go down to Liberty Firehouse. You and me. We're going to get the best chicken fingers Molly can buy down here. And then what we're going to do is you're going to see my buddy Luke, who lives 4 blocks away. And you're going to watch me smoke methamphetamine. And I'm going to go to the moon for you, girl. And then, I'm going to fall asleep. Why am I going to fall asleep after smoking methamphetamine? Because hospice gave me a bunch of downers. That was the craziest thing, too. If you've ever seen someone speedball downers with methamphetamine, you're not living life, dude.
I bet a lot of people are doing that in hospice,
Pretty wild. Hospice is one of those things where I get it. Like, I get what hospice is doing, but like, man, they make you die real fast.
Yeah,
It's
told
not
Jimmy
even
Carter
like live comfortably. It's like get in that box.
Yeah.
Get in a box. Like,
Here's the drugs, fucking
dude, they're just
OD
like
if
they're
you
one of
need-
those
if you
people.
can.
They're like, you know what? It's like when you're at like a cool friend's like the guy who has cool parents. When they're like, well, we're leaving, and it's crazy. I left a 6-pack of beer down here. It'd be crazy if I was like, I don't even count them.
Yeah, right. I won't miss it.
If
Yeah.
somebody were to get into them, I wouldn't even care. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is with hospice. They're like, yeah, we left fentanyl on the table there. We're not even supposed to have it.
I know. It's all crushed up already.
Yeah,
Don't
it's like
worry.
crazy. As if somebody left a dollar bill rolled up over
Yeah,
there.
right.
It's fine. Get into
we
it.
taped it so that it's not going to unfold.
Yeah, we made a point.
Yeah, right. Don't worry. There's even a straw.
Yeah, it's actually
in
just
there.
it's just a crazy straw. It's just a short crazy straw. Is it even? You know what? I think that would be. Could you even be mad if you found somebody who overdosed on cocaine with a crazy straw up their nose?
No, how would you be mad? I'm furious. I'm so angry at this guy. That guy's crazy. No, you do whatever. I mean,
That'd be great. It's just like a shape of like like an eagle. It's like
Yeah,
it's
that'd be awesome.
Like he is flying high.
Yeah.
You flew too close to the sun, though, dude. Those wings burned up. We got one more message.
All right, let me see if I can handle these headphones.
Yeah, did you get it this time? Fantastic.
Yo, Shaner. Hey, it's your boy Doug.
Dog.
Called before, but I've referred to myself as another name because of undisclosed reasons. I will disclose them, but I'm the guy that got molested by the hypnotist. Well, my question I have called, but you have not played it yet, was I've got this saying I said to my buddy a while ago, and he still goes by very wise words of everybody is gay for somebody. So the point being is you could be as straight as possible, but there's definitely someone out there that you'd get gay for. For my buddy, for instance, I think he'd be gay for Donald Trump. Super gay for Donald Trump. Still talks about him to this day. Fucking drives me nuts. I got a part 2 to the question too. Or well, not even a question, but this is a question. Have you ever had a weird celebrity interaction? One time, me and that buddy that I had the saying with had gone to this celebrity thing, and Shannon Elizabeth was there. Sick. And when I saw her, I went, "Hi, Shannon," and she was petrified. My buddy still cracks up about it to this day, but yeah, man. So what's your take on everybody's gay for somebody and your weird celebrity interaction? Thanks, bro. See ya.
I think this guy's gay for a hypnotist, you know?
Dude, I loved how disappointed he was in his buddy. He's like, it still pisses me off. It's just like, he thinks, he's like, there could have been anybody you'd go gay for. Donald Trump. Look, I get Donald Trump is like, constantly a celebrity. He's been that way since 2016, even before that.
Way before that.
What I'm saying is, like, he's now on like a level like nobody can
absolutely
not talk
untouchable.
to him.
Yeah,
It's just like it's wild, and I guess, but like, imagine, like my brain can't even imagine Donald Trump erect.
Oh, exactly. The
Like,
idea of being gay for Trump, of all people.
Like even in the straightest way possible. Try to imagine Donald Trump fully aroused.
God.
And I can't. Like, my brain starts getting to it. Like, I'm trying to like, I've never even seen Donald Trump shirtless.
No, of course
like
not.
even like in a pool. Like, I've never seen.
He's certainly not Vladimir Putining, like riding a horse shirtless out
Vladimir
there.
Putin, I can imagine that guy hard as hell.
Absolutely, for
hard
sure.
as hell.
He's
dude.
hard constantly.
Just getting off a horse, just like fucking, just walking around.
That's how
what
he stays on the horse.
Yes, it's like there's actually a vagina built into the back of the horse.
I'm locked in.
He's just like, he just
I'm
puts it
locked
in
in.
there.
Yeah.
That would be fucking sick. But yeah, they're like, that guy you could imagine boned up.
Did you see so many, like, that Trump balloon baby? Like, there's so many memes of fucking, like, Trump is like a piece of shit, fat, fucking chubby, naked asshole. That I'm like, that probably is what he looks like.
Yeah.
It's ingrained into me.
The other thing that really got me was when Stormy Daniels was describing his penis.
Oh, right. It was like a toadstool
It was like
from Mario. Yeah, right. Which also, I mean, I have a better time picturing a naked toad fully erect than I do Donald Trump.
I like, in my head, I'm just like, what? It's almost like if someone's like, yo, I got naked pictures of Donald Trump, like definitive nudes of Donald Trump. I'd be like, I have to see it, I guess. But then I wouldn't be proud of it, though. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be like pumped that I saw it. But my brain would be like, yo, here's Donald Trump's boner. I'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be like, this is the guy I'm gay for.
I think that would change your mind. Honestly, it's like if you want to go gay for somebody, you're like, yo, I have to see a picture of him naked. I can't just be like, just like constantly just like fantasizing about it. I got to be like, yeah, let me see. I got to see some boner, dude.
Yeah, right. You don't
I
see
have to see this person naked just so I can be like, oh, no. Just seems like, he also seems like a very, from what I heard, very selfish lover.
Oh, probably, yeah.
He doesn't seem like a giver at all.
I mean, pay some people $15,000 or whatever, you know?
You know, I think the whole point of getting a prostitute is to try to get out of the money.
Oh yeah, you make it turn it into a game. I see what you mean.
That's my whole thing. If I pay for sex, I'm trying to get some sort of thing where they're like, you know, that was pretty good. You know, like it's almost like, wait a minute, we've been looking for somebody like you. That's almost like, you know, you change the whole thing. They're like,
I'm gonna make you a star.
you know what? I think I only deserve half of this. You did most of the work here. I'm like, goddamn right I did. Goddamn right. I was like, tell your friends about it. That would be fucking that would be sick. But any awkward celebrity shit? Have you ever interacted with an awkward celebrity?
An awkward one?
Like just had an awkward interaction with a celebrity where later you're like, man, I look like such a fucking
I
moron.
did this once. You ever see it was during like the pandemic. I had a flight at Santa Fe. So it's like a tiny ass airport. You ever see What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
So the energy vampire, that guy.
Oh yeah.
That I forget his name, but he and I like didn't know his name, like the real guy's name and stuff. So and I was so sure it was him, but I kind of it's also he's one of those guys like that might just be a random guy. So he's just some bald guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to like overtly go, hey, you're a celebrity. I watched that show. So he was like in front of me, like right in front of me on the airplane. And then there's a guy next to him in the other row. And there was like barely anyone else on the plane. So I came up with this. I thought it was a brilliant plan. And maybe it was, but the whole point of it was I'm not going to look at this guy. I'm going to go up to the other guy that he was talking to across from him and go, hey, you ever see What We Do in the Shadows? It's great. And then I walked away. So I like to let that guy know that I did know who he was if it was him, but not bother him about it.
Oh man.
So I didn't want to be like some piece of shit fan. So I was like, hey, you know that show What We Do in the Shadows? Hoping it would be like, yeah. And then he kind of just looked at me blankly. So I had an awkward celebrity interaction with a guy that wasn't a celebrity about the celebrity across from him is what I really did. But yeah, and I was like, it was so genius. And then I just, you know, I don't even know if I was right. Like, I didn't even look back. And I was like, I don't even know. One time I saw Bill Paxton from the Bulls, or what's the guy's name?
Bill Paxton.
Not Bill Paxton. Something Paxton. From the 96 Bulls, and I got his autograph, and I was like 7, and he also just might have been some guy wearing a Bulls jersey.
Man,
but I was like,
look, if a 7-year-old comes up to you wanting an autograph,
yeah,
you
right.
just do it anyway.
Right, you're just missing free
You're just like, all
throws.
right, thank you. It's like you go home and tell your wife, like, some kid came up to me, he recognized his skill. You know, I think the weirdest thing, like I used to go to a lot of like Comic-Cons and like horror conventions and shit, and there's like tons of fucking people there, and I had talked about it before. I saw, like, I didn't think it was gonna railroad everything for the guy, and like I was like kind of drunk, so I didn't think me yelling it across the room where everyone could hear it would like make him be like, what? Adrian Brody.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be kind of an asshole too.
You know what? I can't speak to that. What I can tell you is, it was when that movie Predators came out.
Okay.
So he was at like a booth signing autographs, like huge line. And like I'm walking like by and like I just see it. And like he's like, you know, talking to people and then like he's waiting for another person to come up. But like he is kind of like looking around at everybody. And like weirdly enough, he like locks eyes with me. And I'm like kind of doing this. And he's like, I'm like, oh, dude, loved you in Summer of Sam, man. That fucking ruled. And also The Experiment. What a great movie. And he was like, and I was like, and then I went, what did Forrest Whitaker's dick actually look like, though? Like, yelled it across, dude. And he like stopped, and like everyone in line was just like kind of waiting for him to answer. And he was like, like just, and I was like, never mind, dude, I'm out of here. And I just fucking walked away. And then the other celebrity that I met Keith David.
Oh, you met Keith David?
Weirdly enough.
Yo.
Yeah, I wish it would have been cooler. It was like
it's
it was
cool enough already.
Yeah, it was not that cool,
that
man.
sucks. He's the best.
Yeah, he is the best, and he played it off really cool too. I fucking again, his line was like super long, and I wanted to like have him sign a copy to the thing and Platoon. I was like super pumped to meet him. I was like really pumped. His line was like out of control. So I'm like, I'm not wasting all day just to meet. This sucks. So the craziest thing about these like comic book conventions and these Monster Manias and all that shit, I guess they can go to their hotel to use the bathroom, but all the bathrooms down where the convention area is, they're all public.
Right. Everyone's using
Like
them.
everyone's just like everybody.
Change it into cosplay and stuff.
It's fucking wild. So I go in there and I'm at a urinal, and all of a sudden this massive dude gets to the urinal next to me, and I'm just like peeing, and like I look up, and it's Keith David pissing next to me. And he's wearing what appears to be like pajamas. Like leopard print silky pajamas with like really cool gator shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, you're Keith Davis. Like, how you doing, brother? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I loved you and They Live, man. He's like, oh my God, thank. And like, we're holding a conversation. And that's when it like dawns on me. This guy has his dick out the whole time.
Yeah, big Forrest Whitaker
Just
dick.
like probably crushing this urinal, blasting it to pieces with his stream. And I'm just like talking this guy's ear, and then we're like washing our hands, and I'm like trying to play it cool. I'm like, so you got like anything coming out? And honestly, I know it's not talked about enough. Like you had a really pivotal role in fucking like it was very important to have your role in Armageddon.
in
In Armageddon, of all things, I'm just like trying to pick up like what could I say? Because I wanted. When you're talking to somebody like that, you're trying to not be like a regular fanboy.
Right.
You know, you're trying to like do deep cuts where they're like, oh, you paid attention to that?
Meanwhile, Keith David, all deep cuts.
It's all deep
Everything's
cuts.
a deep cut.
It's all deep cuts. And I wanted to be like, yo, man, when you hosted that party where, at Requiem for a Dream when the chicks went ass to ass. And thank God you for hosting that party.
I never let her up for air. The way you hit air is so great, man. Air. He's the best, though.
Dude, he rules.
He's so sick.
He's like one of those guys that like, I wish was my dad in real life, like one of those guys.
He is like that,
If you could pick any celebrity to be your dad, like raised from a movie.
Oh, like a character?
Like a character from a movie to be your dad the whole time.
Oh, man. I fucking maybe like Snake I don't know.
Man,
Just
you're
kind of
gonna go fucking Snake
I don't
Plissken?
know. Why not, man? You're always on the
You
move.
die!
No, with Snake
no.
Now you lose an eye for sure, but I bet Snake keeps you around. What else? He keeps you. There needs to be a escape from the burbs or whatever.
Escape from the custody hearing. He's just surfing. He's like, oh fuck, I lost him. It's like, oh no. Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna, Kurt Russell's a great.
Yeah, just really.
Yeah,
Kurt
that's
Russell,
pretty great.
Love Kurt Russell.
I guess I'd have to go with it if I had to pick anybody. I would pick Jean Reno from The Professional.
I mean, he seemed like a good dad.
Come on, dude. He would take care of you. He'd teach you a trade.
Yeah.
You get all the money. You inherit everything.
inherit everything.
Completely devoted father.
Definitely.
He probably wouldn't make me do all the striptease and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, get molested,
Wait, whoa.
I mean, what
if
was really
anybody
going
molested anybody in that movie, Natalie Portman molested him.
She was trying.
She was trying.
Yeah.
That's a confusing time for a
For a young lady, yeah, who's for a young orphan.
It's a confusing time for an Italian immigrant. He's a stone cold killer, man. Calculated, unstoppable. And all of a sudden, this fucking chick's like, I think I'm in love with you. He's like, what? You're just trying to drink milk. And
Lots of milk.
he's trying to drink milk, do sit-ups, go and blow people away.
Keep that plan alive.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then you come here with all your fucking weird sex pot shit, doing happy birthday, Mr. President, dressed up like a weird version of Marilyn Monroe, and then you do like a virgin in front of the guy wearing lingerie that who the fuck knows where he even got it from, where he has it in the first place. You're trying to confuse this goddamn Italian man.
Yeah, pretty bad. It's like, go out and fuck, everyone.
And Danny Aiello, everyone.
Danny Aiello. Dude.
Oh man, that was great.
Thanks.
Everyone,
the best
dude,
thing ever.
It's Gary Oldman. You know what? That's who I choose. I go back. I want Gary Oldman as a detective. Just try to, he's trying to teach me about Mozart. He's trying to teach me about classical music and maybe, biting over pills. You know what? Actually, that was my dad, just with a little bit. That's, sometimes when I watch movies like that, honestly, like I see how like the parallels of like, that could be my dad if my dad had any gumption. Like any
a little more gumption,
any drive whatsoever. I'm like, that could have been my dad. That would have been cool. Like if my dad ended up being like a grizzled detective,
yeah.
I wouldn't even hate it.
Bad lieutenant or
Oh
something.
my god, it'd
Got a
be
little extra
amazing.
gumption.
If he came to me and was like, look, I want to hang out with you kids, but I've got a triple homicide to figure out. And be like, this is the best. Just being in a car chase with your dad would be sick.
Oh, well, that does sound. I feel like that is
Come
my dad every
on.
time he drove,
And the thing is, I know my dad would give me a gun to shoot out a window.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I
Shoot
want.
Stop signs and stuff.
No,
on the
to
highway.
shoot crooks.
Shoot
shoot
the
crooks.
Oh, I thought you
I
meant
would
like
be-
in real life.
No,
not
that would be.
in the movie.
First off, it's happened.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I mean, it's like one of those things where, like, if you're going to teach a kid about firearms and there's nowhere to do it safely, you build your own safe spaces, And
Yeah.
sometimes safe spaces are the back road in Royersford. You just find a place that no one can find you. It's down by the river, past the train tracks. It's the easiest place to shoot a gun.
I know the stop sign. I'm going to find that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
hell
it's probably still there.
I'm sure it is. Down by the river? Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But that, you know what it is? The train tracks, at least in my head, and I'm pretty sure it's every child. If you are a kid and you get to the train tracks, that's international waters.
Oh, yeah.
Like anything goes down there. If you are a kid fucking around in the woods and you get to the train tracks, that's like you're in Mexico, dude. Like that's
Yeah,
where
over the
you
border.
run. That's where you run. Like you think like if you get away from someone, like I'm at the train tracks, dude. Like that's they won't extradite me, dude. I fucking did shit down there. Like what happens in the train tracks stays at the train tracks. You don't tell anybody about what you did. You build a Molotov cocktail and you throw it at a train.
Fuck
Oh,
that
my.
shit. Just fucking down that giant hill downtown.
I know,
like go
dude.
on that like a big wheel or whatever. Molotov cocktails in both hands. Fucking ripping shit off. I know why all those windows are broken.
Yeah. That's why it's like that. You fucking you break windows and you don't think about it at all. And like the thing is, who would you favor more in your life? Would you if let's just say hypothetically, you had to live with your mom or your dad at an age where you're capable enough to make the decision. Which one would you pick?
At the time, I was with my mom.
Okay.
So but I was always with my mom since I can remember. So but I was always going back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. That was my whole childhood. So like I kind of got both worlds. Like I just got both worlds.
You got both worlds. All right.
Growing
Well,
up, if I wanted to just like, and I was fucking off being lazy in my mom's house too. It's not like she was strict.
Sure.
But if I was in New York City, at my dad's. My dad was not gonna, he would be there enough, but it's not like he was not gonna let me just like wander New York. I was allowed to do it anyway, and I didn't know anybody in the city to like hang out with. I was just wandering New York as like a child, as a 10, 12-year-old kid, just like wandering New York.
Asking random black people for their autographs.
Well, I wanted his autograph. He was white.
Whatever.
It was like
Sure.
Michael Jordan was also there.
He's like he could have been. Like, it doesn't matter. You're just
No, yeah, I was just like wandering New York City as a kid, and like if that was I do think about it. If that was how I was actually raised, like in New York on my own,
Yeah.
like would have been sick. That does
would,
sound like
you would have been. I think you would
I
have
got
been.
a taste of it.
Yeah, you got a taste, but not the whole. You didn't. You got,
Oh, no,
you licked it.
You
didn't
yeah,
swallow
exactly.
by swallow. That's-
Absolutely.
that's
I had an
wild.
edge, but I didn't have like that edge.
No, I had
that kind of thing.
We had no edge. We had no edge. It was like more like my dad. My dad we would do stupid shit, and then it was like my mom kind of knew how dumb. My mom always knew how dumb my dad was. So it was no like surprise when we would come home dirty or gross or covered in shit, or like, my younger brother, something would happen. My younger brother, like, Dad did this, and she wouldn't be like, she'd be mad, but she wouldn't be like, what? She'd just be like, what the? He's like, now, Suze, I know you're mad at me, but like, here's the thing, they're both alive. Like, they're both fine. Like, Kyle had a little bit of a problem. It's fine. We figured it out. Also, I love you. It's one of those things where it's like they would just get through it, but like, I don't know. Like, my dad was a big dummy, and I would never want to live with him. However, there are things that like I know. If I was in a situation, I would only tell him. You know what I mean? If I was ever in a situation, I would only tell him.
Wouldn't tell your mom.
Because my mom would not. She'd either be too mad or wouldn't believe me. You know what I mean?
Which is worse.
So like, and like, I'm even talking about hypothetical situations. Like, I could talk all the shit I want about my dad till I'm blue in the face. But I also know, like, if there was ever a situation where like if I traveled back in time, like let's put it this way, if I showed up in 1993 as me and went to my dad, was like, I'm me from the future, he would believe me right away. And there would be no question. There would be no like, what? I'm like, yo, Dad, it's me, Ryan, from the future. He'd be like, oh, I fucking knew this happened, man.
Finally, you're here.
Yeah, what happened? What did you do, man? It's like, was there a DeLorean? What's going on?
Yeah, right. Show me this DeLorean.
Also, what's going on with drugs in the future? What do you got now? Like, yeah, dude, it's a lot of vapes and stuff. He's like, what the fuck is a vape? I'd have to bring him drugs. That's exactly what would be the thing. He'd be like, yo, don't tell anybody about that. He's also the type of person, if I ever told him I was like, if I had special powers or like telekinesis or something, he'd definitely fucking believe me.
Read my mind right now.
He'd be like, I was like, what are you thinking about? I was like, Dad, I can control fire with my mind. Like, I fucking knew it, dude. Well, we're going to get you. First off, we got to find a way to, one, make money with this. Two, and then after we make money, we're going to get some drugs.
Yeah. I can only control fire with gasoline.
Yeah, it's like, Dad, I found out a way. I mean, that would be, he would definitely not, he definitely would be more like, he wouldn't be mad about it, but he'd also be like one of the people like, wow, we got to find a way to do something with this. He's like, this is talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a fucking muscle you gotta flex. You gotta get better at it. Because honestly, Whitaker, what's gonna happen, Rise? They're gonna come for you. They're gonna try and cut you up in little pieces and do a lot of X-Men fucking bullshit experiments on you. And there's gonna be people you're gonna think you're gonna trust. But let me tell you right now, once you be able to control that fire, we are going to war, right? Like, it's just like, he would immediately like, there's gotta be a country that he's like, you're a god, dude. You can just fucking do whatever you want, man. He's like, don't let anybody tell you nothing, man. I was like, yeah, that's how it would be. I know that for a fact. Like, if I ever went to my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm me from the future. My mom would shoot me in the head.
She's coming for you.
She would be like, I'm like, oh, you're the person who kills me.
Yeah, you
like,
have your Professor X and your Magneto.
Exactly, dude. It's like, he would just be like, no, man, you're the fucking dude. And it's like, my mom would be like, I don't know, man. You probably should die. If I showed up looking like this, she'd be like, oh my God.
That's it. Just looking like this. That's it. Oh, I don't know. I don't like your haircut. Bang.
God, you look terrible.
I don't believe you, kid.
It's like, who are you? It's like, I'm your son. Really? Where are my grandchildren? Well, here's the thing. I never got it.
Yeah.
Never again, dude.
Oh man. Well, that's hey.
Now you're not planning on having any kids, do you?
I don't know. Planning.
Yeah. Does anybody plan?
Yeah, I don't know about plan. I figure, sometimes I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. Sometimes
I've always said that.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. By this time, I think I assumed we would just it would have happened.
Yeah,
it's not. We're not planning on having any abortions. You know what I mean? That I'm not planning. So didn't plan ahead. Hey, honey, you want to have an abortion, this
baby?
year?
Do you want to just get rid of this?
So I don't know. I assumed it would just kind of happen, but we're not going to the doctor being like, why hasn't it happened?
Yeah,
either,
I think. I think it is funny when people are like, I've always found the word surprise funny when they're like, "Oh, he was a surprise."
Yeah, right.
It's like, no, did you come in that lady?
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's what happens when you come in a woman.
shocking.
It's never like, if it'd be different, if it's like, yeah, I came in a sock.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
like
right.
she got knocked up. What a surprise.
I know.
It's
All
like,
of a sudden, we got this bag of flour
I
lying
saw-
around. you know, it's fucking. I don't know what to do with it. I think
this
I'm
bag of
breastfeed it
flour
on
never
Instagram.
shuts the fuck up. I've been trying to breastfeed him. This has been the End Podcast with Ryan Shanner. Alex, thank you so much for being on
Thanks
the fucking
for
show.
having me, man.
Make sure you
Appreciate it.
call the hotline 833-443-5300. We'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible celebrity interaction that you have. Also, you want to plug Weeding Out the Stone?
Yeah, I got a Weeding Out the Stone at Helium in Philly on 420 at 4:20 p.m. So come
What?
on to that. Yeah,
God damn it.
heliumcomedy.com.
It's always a banger. Definitely be on that. I remember when I was on that show.
I know.
I
Finally
won.
got you on that.
I won.
I know. It was good.
I
what,
fucking won,
what a
dude.
thing that was. I remember forever you were always like, and I tried to edit, but you were always like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go Tom Shader. I'm gonna go hard.
dude,
you know. But yeah, game show surprise.
It's great.
Always a blast.
It's amazing. Yeah, check that out, and we'll see you later.